Morning. Fill it up, will ya? I'm just gonna use the ladies' room. It'll be my first pee in 1,000 miles. It's a little overkill. Hey, can I get a key, please?
Nope.
I was delightfully surprised at this one. It definitely felt more like a sort of drama thriller, but definitely had some great comedic elements to it. There was just some great running gags throughout it that I really enjoyed. Just to parody First Blood like that, I thought was really smart. It's executed well. There's just some good, strong comedic performances here that are just played really well. There's just a lot that I enjoyed about this one, and I recommend checking it out.
Appropriate kind of satirical vibe to it. It's a larger than life piece that touches upon a lot of common topics such as COVID, mask wearing, public restrooms just in general, which is always like a hot topic, it feels like, and interactions with law enforcement. And it takes all of those topical things and puts them into this outrageous story of a woman who just really needs to go to the bathroom. And it's a great way of how comedy can make something that's like a really tiny conflict and inflate it into this huge elaborate thing. And they do a great job of that here. And the results are certainly very funny.
Such a wild ride from beginning to end. And I thought that it was so well done. It was action packed. You never knew what was coming next. You never knew what was up her sleeve or up her pant leg. And just the concept of she's this highly trained, extremely deadly Green Beret who is a survivalist, but draws the line at peeing in the woods is absolutely hilarious. And she will do whatever she has to do in order to be able to pee in a toilet. And just the whole thing is like ridiculous, but also believable because it's kind of taking the state of the world that we're in now and just kind of like heightening it. So it's not like completely out of the realm of belief or possibility. So I loved her as a character. I thought that she was so funny. She just really took us along for the ride. The cop was was really great as well. And I just loved watching this badass woman outsmart and beat up all of these men that were after her. It was beautiful to watch. This was so great. Well done. Great acting.
Really nailed it. I love how it goes from a very simple premise, a woman coming to town trying to find a place to pee, and then seeing it escalate the way it does. It was also really funny how they make fun of COVID throughout this, from the gas station attendant wearing a full-on hazmat suit saying, "No outside pee in our sewer system," to the cop saying, "The WHO changed their minds again." And it was a great way to pay tribute to Rambo when she stops during the chase scene just to get a picture with the statue. Anyone who watches the Rambo movies knows that it's famously over the top in its action style, so it was only right that they made Rumbo over the top in its comedy style. And while the main character steals every scene, the sheriff was great too, and I loved the dynamic between the two of them. I thought that was the best part of this, and I really hope we see more like this from these.
What a great homage to Rambo First Blood. It was really very well done, very clever also to make it a woman and use the situation that we have going on with COVID, and also use all of the misinformation that we have going on with COVID too. I thought that was very clever and very well done. This is something that every woman can relate to, having to pee. We're all jealous of the fact that a guy can go anywhere that he needs to go and we can't. It is very difficult for us, but it's, I thought that it was very, very clever the way that they went about doing this. I loved how the driving scenes were. I thought that everything was really well lit. There were a couple moments in the tent that the lighting looked a little bit off, but everything else was beautifully lit. I thought that there were a lot of moments that were very funny. I laughed out loud with the knife reveal when the sheriff was patting her down. Thought that that was very funny. The pee moment that she had, hilarious, very good. I thought that the stunts were really well choreographed. So that was something, and I believed that our leading actress would be doing all of this. So well cast on that. I think that the selfie with the statue, I laughed out loud. That was really perfect to put that in there. Thought the music added to it. I kind of wish in the tent that the sheriff's pants were still a little bit wet. It's so, and that's something that's so minuscule. It doesn't take away from anything, but it was just one of those tiny little details that I just noticed. But yeah, the story was done really, really well, and this was very entertaining.
It was a very goofy story. I think it looks like it takes place in BC, but I might be wrong about that. The town that they shot it in was gorgeous, and I loved the scenery. I loved the way that they used the woods for a big chunk of it and kept the visuals interesting. And the locations that they returned to in town were diverse and, again, very well used. It definitely did not feel like a cheap production. The stunt coordinator or whoever was in charge of the stunts of this was doing a fantastic job throughout. It was really fun to watch, very dynamic, very action, adventure, mixed with comedy. A bit of a confusing story, but I think it looks like the actors had a lot of fun with it, and I think that the stunts alone are a total feat, considering I'm assuming this is a pretty low-budget film. I haven't seen Rambo, so I don't know if this is a parody directly, but obviously it's a big love letter to Sylvester Stallone, so looks like a really fun team to be on.
I think it was funny. I think, the idea of someone coming from outside and peeing, like, it's obviously, poking fun at, like, people's stances on immigration and stuff like that. But to make it something so mundane and, like, kind of ridiculous, it was really good. I think in the beginning, the opening scenes and the text over it, oh my gosh, it's not Hitchcock. It's the guy who did Twin Peaks and Mulholland Drive. David Lynch. It was like, it reminded me a lot of David Lynch, just the style of it all. Yeah, it was a really funny story. It was a really funny premise, and you kept the game going, in a way that made sense, where it wasn't like drawn out and like unnecessary. Sometimes with the script, with a comic script especially, the game can, or like the point of it can be there. The joke is just like drawn out, and this joke was drawn out in a way that made sense. Like, it didn't seem repetitive. Like, there was a natural narrative that kept the joke going, and there were layers to it. I love first of all, two things I found hysterical. There were like two Shih Tzus or like Pomeranian, like they were small dogs, and you had like hound noises over them. I don't know if you meant for that to be so funny. That was hysterical. I found it very funny. I also found all like the country like cops. It looked like they had like clear tape and like drawn mustaches on it like that, and put it on their faces, or at least the one in the wheelchair did. Could that have been my vision? Maybe. Did I still find it hysterical and added nuance to this piece? Yes. Overall, great piece. I think it has small little gags in it that add so much to it, and it was just a real joy to watch.
It was definitely something. Rumbo First P was insane. But I think with the state of the world right now, the world is insane, so it kind of just amplifies what Rumbo was trying to do. If like, it felt bizarre just seeing, like, and I get, like, the frustration of the new rules that COVID forced us into, and just how over the top everyone was acting for these rules, and even Rumbo herself, where they tried to put a mask on her and she treated it like it was molten lava. Like, the whole film was just insane, and obviously, you know, it's a parody on Rambo, but yeah, COVID's wild, just like this film.